What up, though? Y'all know what it is. Respect the worst if you don't respect the best. This is Top Tier Podcast. I'm Ledge. Just getting right into this, man. So the card was announced Sunday evening by the good folks at URL. Smack Volume 4. It's going to be going down February the 9th. And it's a quick turnaround. It's a very quick turnaround as they did the previous year, because they had a Smack Volume 1, and then came back right with 2 at the top of the year. And I'm not mad at that. I don't think they need another volume in the middle to sandwich it in. I said this on somebody's YouTube channel, because I've been YouTube channel surfing, trying to talk to people. I think they should just keep it one at the top of the year and one to close out the year. I think that's dope. But my thing with this card is it's a quick turnaround for a lot of these battlers who was just on a month ago, you know? And I don't know. I feel like a lot of these guys are getting overloaded with work, and I don't think some of these guys, as I'm looking at the card, I would say half of them don't perform well when their battles are that close together. So, for instance, a very risky matchup right off the bat to me is the return of Charlie Clips going against NJT. And for people who don't know, I call it's New Jersey Twerk, but I call him NJT. I can't be calling that man Twerk. But yeah, NJT. So NJT has been, steadily improving, getting better. I'm still waiting on 3 complete, really fire rounds. I feel like he's got that Hitman vibe to me. And this is no shot at Hitman, because Hitman is the most electric stage performer ever in battle rap history. But when you really break down Hitman battles, he's never gave you 3 complete fire rounds. And if he has, it's probably been a long ass time ago. It's like all 3 were fire. Maybe, I guess, the Cortez battle. Like, just go back and do some research. And that's how I feel with NJT. I feel like his moments overshadow consistency from round to round. But he's dope and he has potential. But obviously, you're concerned about, will he choke? Will he show up? Or will he just be lackluster? And with Charlie Clips to come back and get a name like NJT just shows, I guess, his level of star power still, but it has no bearing on his actual performances. I just don't think he should come back and jump right back in the ring against NJT. It's actually an insult to NJT, really. It's like, I've been doing all this work. I've been holding the fort down for URL, and y'all give me like Charlie Clips, who, by all accounts, man, people got counted out. People feel like he's washed up. I don't know. I feel like in battle rap, you can always have a resurgence. I mean, hell, Derrick Rose scored 50 not so long ago, and people counted him out. So maybe this can be his Derrick Rose moment, right? Where he rises to prominence and like gives A+ performance to make us remember just why he's like a legend and was considered the best at one point. So I'm going to go with NJT just off the strength that I just don't think this matchup makes sense. And I think if NJT comes with even half of the performance and the aggression and just the overall package, he should win this battle pretty easily. I'm not sure the reason for this battle. I'm not sure. But then again, I wasn't sure why Iron was facing Rum and we wound up getting the classic. But you're also talking about 2 really elite writers for what they do. I don't really put Clips or NJT as elite writers, but they're good. So yeah, that's a risk. That's probably the more high risk, high reward battle that he has on this card. I'm gonna jump right into what I guess they have it penciled in as the main event, which is Geechee Gotti again, who just battled K-Shine, against Arsenal, who just not too long ago battled NJT. The most, Ars is the most active retired battler in the history of battle rap. And this matchup could possibly be battle of the night, and it could be some fireworks. I'm not mad at this matchup. Obviously, Geechee is up for what many people consider he's the front runner for like the best battler of the year. From in 2018. I think I still might lean K-Shine, but look, at this point, it doesn't matter. It's a new year, and it's all about the work you're doing now. But stellar performances over the past year. He's getting better at, eye contact, getting like closing the distance. I know that's a boxer term for like getting close, hitting them with body shots, but like closing the distance, closing the space, not being so far away and, spitting rounds like you in a cipher. He's being a little more direct. He's being a little more angry, and I like that. So you can tell he's polishing up his craft to an extent. I think with his third rounds, though, I think those are going to get repetitive. So I think if he wants to win this battle, this should be the time that he changes it up a bit. Just change it up slightly and, incorporate some type of originality to break up that, because then, excuse me, because it's going to start to feel a lot like the Suge What's Your Life Like bit, right? And that's not going to win you battles against the elite, battle in and battle out. As for Ars, look, Ars is going to be Ars, man. He's going to do his thing. He can be comedic, he can be very disrespectful, the most disrespectful, and he can put on a good show. Now, I understand his reason for like going so hard against NJT. That was a Jersey thing. People were really considering, like, I guess New Jerusalem as the new face of Jersey. And there's always a sense of pride when people, say that someone runs your state and all that, especially with all the work, the groundwork that Ars has put in, not only as a battler, but as a league owner. So I understand that. I'm not sure outside of they're both like repping the Crip life, outside of that, I don't really see too much why this was a matchup made. When I look at Twitter, when I looked at some of the names that Geechee was like barking at, trying to get, I seen him a lot of times in confrontations with DNA. Obviously, because DNA and K-Shine were cool, he was trying to like run through the whole NWX, and I thought that would have been a good battle. I've also seen him throw his name in the hat for a possible matchup with Hitman, which I think would be, which I think would be such a really explosive matchup. I really do. I think it would make Geechee reach another level, because he would know that Hitman performance with his aggression could carry him and make it look really bad for Geechee. Geechee hasn't won against a performer quite the level of Hitman, and it would make him not only sharpen up his pen to combat what Hitman does as a performer, but it will also make him perform a little bit more outside of his comfort zone, which would probably be a good thing if we see that, because he's more than just like this hard street. Like, if you ever seen him on Avocados Watch Battles, he got like a really good sense of humor. He's witty, so he could showcase all of that. He could against Arsenal too, but I'm looking forward to that matchup. If I had to choose a winner, I'm gonna actually go with Arsenal. I think Arsenal just going to be show him the ropes a little bit. I think he's going to hit him with a few rebuttals. I think Arsenal seems like, it appears he's a little bit more, I guess, amped up to face these new cats than he was against Hollow. And Hollow, and people remember when they built that battle up, the trailers and all of the things surrounding that battle, the rematch. He just did not care about that battle too much. When you seen him talk about it, or when people try to bring it up to him on IG, he just wasn't having it. But against NJT, he was a whole different person. But then again, against Pat Stay, he was okay. You see what I'm saying? Like, against these veterans that established people, he seemed like, I guess he's bored going against those types. He wants new blood. So I think going against Geechee, and Geechee having like this big, I wouldn't say hype, but he got this big fan base now that's just really in love and enamored with what he does as an MC. Nothing would mean more for Arsenal than to take that from him. Like, nah, this was y'all savior, this was y'all king, huh? Give me that and just wipe him out. So I'm gonna go Arsenal on that. 2-1, pretty clear. I think his first round is gonna really go crazy. That's just my prediction. What do I know? Just talking. Another battle that was like, I don't know. Don't know how I feel about this one. John the Don versus Old Red. Now, John is on, like I said, he's on my list, the most consistent over the past, however, five years or more. He's been putting in so much groundwork over there at Bullpen as a league owner. I think he is hitting his mark where not only is he getting the accolades for being dope at what he does, but he's becoming a little more likable in the sense that I guess early in his career, he was more seen. Obviously, people had the allegations of him stealing whatever. I don't know. But people seen that he was just getting force fed to us. And that's the one thing that people don't like. People don't like when you try to force somebody on them like he's the one. And we're telling you he's all right, but he ain't the guy. That's the guy over there. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like people naturally rejected him because he was the first PG to like get a big name. He got Hitman on Summer Madness, too? He was the one getting all these really good looks early in his career. And it was almost like URL was trying to force us on him. Like I remember when a couple of trailers come out, excuse me, not trailers, but a couple of battles that come out and people be waiting for it. You'll hear a John song come on. Like they'll be promoting his shit. He was like one of the first battlers, like they were promoting his music and shit. And so I think people resented him off all that. He came across entitled to some people. I'm not saying that's how he was. I'm just telling you the general consensus is that that's what he came across as. But now he's a vet. He's mature. He's been schooling cats. He's been, getting much better with his pen. I do like when battlers who've been around for a long time still have room to improve and they improve. And he's improved a lot. And he levels up to the competition. He doesn't play down to the competition. So that's what you can say about him. As for Old Red, I'm a little concerned for him because he's one of the people I was thinking about when I said some battlers won't perform well on a quick turnaround. This is a very quick turnaround for Old Red. I don't think his pin game is going to be up to par for this battle. I don't know how amped he is to battle John. I don't know how amped John is to battle him. I don't really know the backstory for this matchup other than they both, can be dope. John is a little more consistent, has a much more performance, a little more creative. I would say the way Old Red structured his bars and the way he puts emphasis on his punch is a little more sharper, a little more direct, and a little more effective when the way he ties the shit together. But I don't think he does enough to win these type of matchups. He just don't. He doesn't do it. I haven't seen him do it. This is a bigger name than Cortez. And I didn't like his battle against Solomon, to be honest with you. And I'm worried from this battle because it's such a quick turnaround. I think John has been more calculated in who he's chosen. So I feel like if he took this battle, he found something to exploit. And I think he's going to do that. I got John 2-1. Give him an edge. I don't think this one's going to be clear. But I got John in that one. Trez versus Danny. I know the backstory of that. Obviously, Trez doesn't feel like Danny really was there for him. Felt like there was some shade. They supposed to have battled previously on some cards. And Trez has been, in unfortunate situations with real life family dealings going on. So his year didn't go the way most of us thought, especially after what he did to Chess on, I want to say, volume 2 of the Smack volume. Like, damn, bro, they got 4 volumes already, and only 4 volumes in, it's hard to really remember which volume what battler was on. You know why? Because the same battlers are on damn near every volume. So yeah, I think it was Smack Volume 2 when he got rid of Chess, and people were like kind of waiting on him to have a big year. But like I said, some things happen. Real life hits you fast, and you have to abort whatever you was doing. But then he came back, and he got Loso up out of there, man. I don't know what else to say. He got Loso up out of there. I want to say 3-0, but not to kind of look back at the battle. It was more of like a really clean 2-1, almost a 3-0. But he clearly won the battle. So anybody who ever said that Loso won that battle, I don't know what to tell you. Just won't take your opinion that serious. But yeah, man, Trez has seemed like he's willing to be a little bit more direct with his opponents. He seems less focused on sounding nice. He seems more focused on saying something with intent to disrespect, seeming like he wants to say shit that has more meaning to it when it comes to focusing on you and your weaknesses and making you feel away, as opposed to pleasing the crowd while saying dope shit that pleases him. You get what I'm saying? I felt like he was, for a while, he was, the shit he was saying he thought was so dope to him that he just figured it'd be dope to you without really taking you into consideration of what you look for in bars and shit. But he can get away with it because he's real slick with what he says, and his delivery is nice, and he can rebuttal and hit you with 3 of them things. So he had like plan A's, B's, and C's to cover up, to mask some of his deficiencies as a like battler who battles people and not just standing up there rapping. But I think he's sharpened that up. And I also have to admit, he's 2-0 on the Smack Volume platform. So that setting brings something out of him. We have to pay attention to him. He's a volume killer. He's a Smack Volume killer. Hey, Chef Trez, that's the volume killer. He killed Chess. To me, he killed Loso. It's 2-1, but it was barely. In the end, he did it in the Al Capone shirt. So he got that. And as for Danny has a battle against Bankhead on the 27th. Yeah, January 27th on Black Ice Cartel. And I know I call him one of the most consistent as well. I know he can take battle after battle and still give you really good material. But this right here, this is going to be a little difficult task because Bankhead is coming for blood. I think Bankhead gonna get busy. You talking about Black Ice Cartel, you talking about one of the top leagues. People want to see somebody in that league rise to the top. I think Bankhead is really going to try to make an example out of Danny. So that means Danny is probably knows this too, and is going to really come with fire. As I said in podcast talking about the Black Ice Cartel card, I think, that's not a league that you come to and just come half-ass on. So I think he's going to really empty out his pen against Bankhead, and what that leaves to go against Chef Trez, we don't know. I don't know. We have to find out. But based on previous Smack volumes and based on the level of maturity I'm seeing, I think I'm going to go with Chef Trez on this one. And I'm shocked. I'm saying it shockingly because I really like what Danny does. But something tells me that he just put a little bit too much on his plate at this time. Because I feel like he's going to battle again soon after he does the volume. So I'm gonna go with Trez 2-1. That should be a good battle. That should be top 3 battles out of the 6. If it's not second or third, or I don't think it'd be first, but if not second or third best battle of the night, I'll be pretty shocked. Who else we got? Rum versus Suge. This is what I think will be the best battle of the night. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. But I think this is a dope matchup. I think the contrast in styles will make this fire. I think the bully bars versus, a guy who just punches you to death. I think, and the tension from the battle with NJT where Suge comes out of nowhere, tries to slams on a phantom slam on Rum. Rum hits NJT with a rebuttal while like directing it towards Suge. We know what they both do. It's not really much to go into with this because there's no complexity within both of their styles. Rum is just a puncher, back-to-back puncher. He's probably the most consistent puncher of all time. And what I mean by most consistent puncher is even his like jab punches are fire. Whereas you think about some of the legendary punchers in the game, whether it would be a Heartless, a Conceited, I'm forgetting somebody, obviously, a B Magic. There we go. Whether it's those guys, I don't think they're in between. They're not multis, but they're like in between punches and setups were as potent as his. Like some of his shit in between could be like your best punch. And I think that's a dope trait. And I think his skill set is phenomenal for that. And I don't know. Yo, want to talk to you real fast about Anchor, all right? Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. That's pretty dope, right? All you have to do is go to anchor.fm/start. Once again, that is anchor.fm/start. You'll get acclimated. Look, man, on here, there's podcasts for literally everything. Food, movies, entertainment, health, fitness, you name it, they got it. So why don't you come on in, grab a seat, and start podcasting soon. And I just don't know if Suge got enough creativity and material to withstand all of that. Like, I don't know how you're going to withstand all of that back-to-back shots to attempt to, like, get you up out of here. With Suge, man, it's weird because he got moments, but he doesn't have as many haymakers as you would think for him to be like this bully and to have all this like aggression and stage presence due to his size. So he does a lot of building up with like jabs here and there, a couple hooks. And sometimes when he tries to land, it might land, but it might not land at the level he wanted it to land. Like, a lot of his stuff comes up a little bit underwhelming. Like, I won't say it's like bad, but it's just like, you get a as opposed to like a room shaker, like the whole like what he did against Av, like when he did that was creative. He showed some movement, some stage presence, some performance. He got the crowd hype. But against most opponents, he's just spinning his bars, getting them out, might pocket tap you, might bump you, and that's about it. I think you're going to need a lot more than that to beat the likes of a Rum Nitty when Rum Nitty is on his A game and he has intent, and he has real intent to get you up out of here. So I'm looking forward to it, but I'm going to go with Rum 2-1, and I think it's going to be battle of the night because Suge has been showing up for these type of looks. When he gets these type of looks against an NJT, like against an Av, he will show up. So I think that's going to be battle of the night. Let's see who else we got here. Lastly, T-Top versus Clean Paper. It's weird because I like both of them, but I don't like this matchup. I think it's pretty odd. I just think it's a lot of style clashing on here. I don't know if that was by design, by smacking them, like to just that's gonna have like just wild matchups. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my smack. Like I don't know if they was just putting together like this on purpose to have like these type of style clashes like that, but I know it's a trend when I really break down these cards. Like it's polar opposites. The one thing they do have in common is really good voices. Like Clean and T-Top have really good distinctive voices for one, and really good projection when they talk, when they spit their rounds. And I think in a small room, you're going to really feel the effects of that. And with T-Top, I think he had an up and down year last year. Like he had bright moments against JC. He's one of the few people that had a debatable, or you can say beat Geechee. But then you come around and you had a bad day in the workplace against Ill Will. So he's had a little time off. He also had like a battle against Iron Solomon that was okay. But I don't think that's either one is going to write home about as something that was really dope and positive. So yeah, I think he has a lot to prove in this battle. It's kind of like the new, because he's more like the new fan favorite. I mean, he's not a new battler, but you rarely hear the crowd turn on T-Top. So he's really likable, a really likable, fixture in the battle rap culture against Clean, who was the prohibited fan favorite when he was like on his run. But this battle worries me, but I'm worried about him for this battle because it's not a Black Ice battle, and I feel like he only really turns all the way up when he's doing, Black Ice events. He could prove me wrong, and I hope so. He's from Michigan. He repping the state. Hopefully he comes with it. And I think this is his chance, though, because at least I'm looking at him as finally a new addition to the Volume series, because I'm looking at every battler besides him. He and Clips, they're the only two new additions to this Smack Volume series, man. So he might bring something a little new, a little refreshing to the event. So that's why I think he might pull it out. He might pull it out 2-1, because I think he could really tap into the, not only just the crowd there. I mean, it won't be a crowd, small room, but not only just the little small people there. He can really play to the camera really well. He's really good at that. And to be in close proximity where the camera is, to always know where it's at, not have to worry about the crowd. Like, he can really get into his bag and really just show that elite showmanship that he has. So I'm looking forward to that. All in all, 6 battles, 1 out of 10 if I had to rate it based on the matchups, and I would say based on the battlers themselves, the MCs. I don't know. I think I'll give it like a 6.5. 6.5 maybe. We shall see what that turns out to be. As far as the cards that they got coming up, February 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. They got the PGs, Proving Grounds, on the 22nd, February 22nd. And again, none of these battles have been announced. 23rd, they got Band Legacy 2 times in a row, 23rd and 24th. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm not sure. They just throwing this together. I guess this is what DME and a lot of people was talking about, like, what's going on. See, I didn't know this. So they got Band Legacy on the 23rd, and the 24th. Proving Grounds on the 22nd. I have no idea who's going to be on these cards, but we'll see. I'm hearing it's going to be in Virginia somewhere, I guess. So whenever the cards get announced, we can talk about that. I want to kind of just take a minute to talk about when I get on Twitter later. You guys are going to see my vote for who should have been on here, because I had like a wish list card for, or wish list matchups for the next Smack card. I didn't know it was gonna come this soon for as far as trailers, but I got something for that, and I'm gonna show you guys on Twitter later. And I don't want y'all to see, do y'all think my list, my card is better than the actual Smack card you guys have seen already? Because I think mine is pretty fire. I think my matchups make a little more sense. I'm not trying to be a league owner. I'm just saying this is what I was looking forward to, because I want to see new blood. And I don't mean new blood like new acts, but I'm just saying as far as the Smack series, people who we haven't seen on the Smack Volume series, like a Chess, like a Chilla. I wouldn't mind seeing Ilmac. I don't see why Ilmac couldn't get busy on there. Why, Emerson Kennedy, B Dot. Like, where's B Dot? Is he ever going to get on the volume? Like, Loso got his shot. I think B Dot deserved his. So, and most importantly, I wouldn't say most importantly, but I would love to see the women on there. The women on this. Oh, you kidding me? The women on the volume? Count. Give me that next. I'm telling you, whenever y'all do another volume, I gotta have some ladies on there representing. All right. So yeah, Smack Volume 4. It's kind of up in the air. It's not the best card I've seen. Not the worst. Got some potential battles of the night, but you also got some very high risk matchups, especially that NJT versus Charlie Clips. So we'll just see what all this turns into, man. So with that being said, I'm out of here. Keep it battle rap. Love.